Hello everyone, welcome to the August 26th edition of the Astrology News Report. I'm your intrepid host, Ron Berger. In this segment, we'll take a look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions, what's on the celestial agenda for August 26th to September 2nd, and beyond. But before beginning, a little reminder to viewers to please help out covering the costs of keeping this weekly report going. Just click on the link at the end of the video to make your donation. Thanks. Tomorrow, Monday, August 27th, is the end of the Mars retrograde period. After 9 weeks, Mars now goes back to normal forward motion in the Zodiac. But it takes a few weeks for Mars to get back up to speed. So what actually happens is that first Mars appears to be stationary in the heavens, in other words, barely moving at all. This stationary condition makes the planet very strong. Additionally, Capricorn is Mars's sign of exaltation. So, now there's a whole lot of overwhelming Mars energy in the Zodiac. The planet of force, aggression, achievement is rockin' and rollin' in the sign of tangible results. But there's a problem. Mars still has to contend with Ketu the Dissolver. Ketu, the representative of the unseen dimension, the unmanifest, which tends to screw things up on the material plane and thus take away from the potential for the Mars in Capricorn accomplishments. Ketu is mysterious and brings changes. So, being an unreliable factor, it can influence Mars to create unforeseen consequences, even chaos. Mars and Ketu will be in close contact all the way to the end of September. And what else is Mars interacting with? Well, it's still opposite Mercury, at least until Mercury moves out of Cancer. Mercury, meanwhile, is together with Rahu, the eclipse point, signifying distortion. This isn't good for Mercury. The planet of rational thinking and communication is messed up by the influence of two difficult planets, making people behave irrationally and think and say irrational things. Additionally, Mars is sending its square aspect to Uranus, a planetary pattern that becomes more exact a few weeks from now. It's the planet of force and violence, influencing the planet of sudden unexpected events, a rather ominous combination portending explosive events, which could manifest on the human plane or in the natural world. Another thing, Uranus being the planet of rebellion, therefore signifies refugees. The Mars square is an inimical aspect, in other words, kinda rough on the refugees. Over the next 2 months, Mars will slowly work its way through Capricorn, finally leaving on November 5th, when it then moves into Aquarius. Venus changes signs this week, moving from Virgo, where it's been all through August, to Libra on Saturday, September 1st. Libra is one of the signs ruled by Venus. A planet likes being in its own sign. A planet in its own sign is strong for what the planet represents. Venus is the planet of romance, beauty, art, finance, guidance. Libra is the sign of agreement, balance, fairness, equality. So, this is good. And due to a retrograde period coming up in October, Venus is actually going to stay in Libra for the rest of the year, all the way to New Year's Day, 2019. Note that while in Libra, Venus will be teaming up with Jupiter, which has been transiting in this sign for the past 12 months, since September 2017. It's the planet of love with the planet of opportunity. But Venus plus Jupiter can be too much of a good thing. Jupiter is the energy of increase. Venus is the planet of pleasures. The result is indulgence. But fortunately, Libra is a fairly sober sign, a sign of idealism, including social idealism. Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, plus Venus, the planet of guidance, in Libra, the sign of equality, may actually bring some good results in the Justice Department. But Jupiter, as the planet of truth and belief, is also the planet of ideology, and Venus is the planet of love. Therefore, everyone will be in love with their own ideology. Oh yes, this is in Libra the sign of idealists and fanatics. Hitler was Libra rising, so what at first looks like it could be cooperation could turn into something else. Right on the heels of Venus changing signs, Mercury changes signs. After being in Cancer for over 2 months due to its retrograde period, Mercury now gets to move on in the Zodiac, entering sidereal Leo on next Sunday, September 2nd. This is usually a good placement for Mercury. Leo is the sign of the king, therefore government. Mercury is the messenger planet and serves as minister to the king. Mercury in Leo is good for messaging. Mercury is the planet of the media, so this can help the king get his message out. There is one problem, though. While in Leo, Mercury will be opposed by Neptune, which is transiting opposite in Aquarius. The exact opposition will be September 13th, but there will be effects felt before that date. Neptune is the planet of dreams, fantasy, and deception, and when influencing Mercury can be good for imaginative thinking, but the downside of this pattern is that Neptune can induce Mercury to be less than truthful, even delusional. Mercury remains in Leo only a little more than 2 weeks, until September 18th, when it will then move on to its own sign, Virgo. Have you noticed there are no ads on this YouTube channel? That's because some viewers have responded to my request for donations. A big thank you to those who are helping to keep the Astrology News Report going and ad-free. You too can become a supporter. Just click on or touch the donation card you see here, which will take you to the donation page. Thanks, and until next week.